What's up, YouTube? Bobbles and Ball Cards back with another video. Hope everybody had a good Monday. Hope y'all had a great Sunday yesterday as well. The SGC group submission for all of those in that, it was shipped out today, so it is on its way. They should receive it tomorrow morning, and then they're going to do their thing. So, anyway. Before I get started, I'm gonna do the thing I always forget, but you know, if you don't already know, hit the subscribe button, give this a thumbs up or whatever, share it around, let me know your thoughts, comment down below, and I'm sure there's gonna be, you know, wishy-wash comments, you know, and that's perfectly fine, but this video has been shared with me multiple times. I don't even know how many times. It's been posted in our group, and there's been, you know, conversations on the posts that were shared in our group. There's, you know, there was somebody that said, you know, the people that are only saying that it was his fault, or the SGC, you know, homers or whatever you want to call it. And I'm sure some people are going to look at this as, well, you're just biased, Bobbles. You submit to SGC, and so you're just trying to defend the company you use. You can look at it that way if you want, but I'm actually going to just dive into this a little bit deeper and give some thoughts on it, if I may. So I actually, you know, let me go over to this screen real quick. I read a lot of the comments, okay? I've read Tyler's replies. I've read what people said, you know, other things in here. And for the most part, I've seen a lot of people just straight up telling him, dude, you bought too high. And then he goes back, and other people go back and be like, well, he wouldn't have lost this if he went with PSA. I am so sick of that comparison, because go to his channel and look when he got his SGC orders back. Listen to how long he said that it took for them to come back. For all of you that think he wouldn't have lost with PSA, he submitted this shit when PSA was $300 a card. Okay? Let's first put that into perspective. So, I'm pretty sure it was about 150 cards that he did total. I don't know the total amount. I've watched this video a couple times, but I was more focusing on the list over here and listening to some things he was saying, because first off, his rebuttal in a lot of his comments is he wasn't blaming it on SGC. Yet, just go watch the first 2 minutes and 45 seconds of his video, and it's constant, don't do this, don't use SGC. It's not anything to do with his approach and the fact of what happened to the price of the cards he purchased. So, back to the whole PSA thing. If he had submitted 150 cards to PSA at the time that he submitted these cards to SGC, that would have cost him $45,000 in grading versus $4,500 at $30 a card with SGC. So if you want to go into losses, he would have had to have recouped off of his sale values over $40,000 more. Now you can say, but Bobbles, they're not always $300 a card, but they are when he submitted it. I don't care what they were prior in the year. I don't care what they will be in 2022. The fact remains, if he had went to PSA, he would have spent way the hell more in grading. Now, another reason I'm touching on that is the PSA pricing. People are still caught up on this, but SGC doesn't sell for as much. I'm going to tell you right now, if I was into buying the ultra modern stuff and I needed the PSA, the PSA label, the 10, whatever, and I look at a card that I want and I see, oh, it's only $150. And I am pro PSA all the way. It's the only thing I will put in my collection. I'm going to think that's a steal. Because right now, if I bought the card and I sent it in, I have to pay for the card and $200. So the PSA values can hold strong. And I'm going to tell you an example of why those values are holding strong. This card right here, this Justin Herbert select field level, there's tons of those out there, right? Go look at the PSA pop. 9 PSA 10s. That's it. There's 9 of them. 9. If people are pro PSA and that's all they want, it's using this low pop manipulation and thought process. Well, there's only 9 of them out there. But let's flip side that. There's 2 SGC Pristines and there's 56 SGC 10s. So 58 total that are gem or pristine compared to 9 PSA 10s. Think about that a second, okay? So I pulled up a few cards here. Just right off this front page, I'm going right off of his top, out of his top 42 cards. 42 cards right here on the screen. And I pulled out a few of them that stood out to me. So the LeBron Silvers, okay, right here, he had just over $2,100 in them. We're going to flip over here to 130 point, go to LeBron. Well, at this time, there was one here that did 272, one here, 200. And the next sale, I think, was back in June, right here that I found. So, over a month ago. All right, so if you want to go right here and say, let's say he bought both of these, $200 and 272, he'd be into them for under 500, except he bought them at 2,100. So he lost 10,000, but he lost 1,600 right off the bat in 2 cards. No matter if he used SGC, BGS, CSG, LMNOP, any grading company out there, he already was down $1,600 on 2 cards. Okay, let's go a bit further. Let's look at these Herberts. He spent 160, let's say 165, 171, 143, and 133. Okay, so we'll do that real quick here. We got 165 plus 171 plus 143 plus 133. Okay, $612. That's what he spent on his 4 Herberts. So let's go back over here. All right, Justin Herbert. Well, we have one here for $56. We have one here for $61. We have one here for $50. And let's see. Can we find the next one? And $56. So roughly $200, right? That's another $400. Okay, so where are we at now? We're at $2,000 loss in 6 cards. All right, not too bad. Let's go down here to the Zions, right? He's got almost 800 invested in Zion here, right? Let's go look at those. Well, you have a 180 and you have a 125. $305. Instead, he spent almost $800. So that's about another $500 loss. So what are we at? 25% already on, for 8 cards out of 150. 25% of his $10,000 loss right there. Without even using SGC. Without using BGS. Without using CGC or CSG. Without using HGA. Any of them. He's already at $2,500, guys. Now, let's go look at this one. Right here, Joe Burrow Red. All right? Right here, Joe Burrow Red. Here's the one he sold. Now, if you notice, there was 1, 2, 3, 4 sales, and then this graded one, which I know that's his because he said he used Probstein. So, he said he paid, let's see, where to go? No, that's not it. Right there, $577.70. If you look at these sales, I'm guessing it's this one, $545, plus some tax thrown in there. Probably what he paid, right? Well, that was April 30th. Well, on May 3rd, just a few days later, one sells for $351, make it $360 plus the taxes. But then, just a few days after that, it's down to $256. So, you know, about half of what he spent on it. All right? Let's be real with this video, guys. And Tyler, if you watch this, you need to do a video showing excluding SGC. Get rid of SGC. Get rid of the value of your SGC. Go on and calculate how much you lost without grading with SGC. Go do that and show people how much you lost. Because right now, I'm looking at over $2,700 that you've lost without using a single grading company. Now, I read your comments, like I said, and you refute with, well, I've never lost, and I've been doing this since 2017. Let me fill you in with a little something. 2017 was virtually impossible to lose. Wax was cheap, prices weren't crazy, grading was phenomenally cheaper, so sure, it was easier to turn a profit. Guess what? 18, same way. You could find packs in bargain bins, clearance bins at Walmart. You could go to Blowout or whoever, buy wax cheap, okay? You could go on and get singles, way cheaper. Oh, guess what? 2019, same scenario, buddy. Same way. 2020, shit, everything was up pretty much the whole year, except for like that one dip we had. Oh, and then early 2021, oh yeah, when you were buying all this shit, it was at its highest point. And now that the market's down, it's SGC's fault that you lost. I don't care if I use SGC. I don't care if I just collect raw cards. This is clear as day what happened here. And for your first 3 minutes, for you talking about, well, it's all over Blowout, and I've posted on there, you even put right in your description, many of you may be tempted to submit to SGC while the lower levels are shut down. Watch this video. Guess what, Tyler? When PSA does bring back their services and they have more than 9/10s in their pop report, the PSA prices are going down too, because there's this little thing that dictates market prices. It's called supply and demand. And right now, the PSA supply is low, especially on this 2020 select shit, the Prism flashback cards, all that stuff. It's low. So the demand can gain a higher value. SGC now is getting all those cards. So you spent 30 and sold it for 50 or 60, you made a profitable ROI, except for the fact you bought your raw cards at the wrong time. Your return was based strictly off your losses of raw cards and not a damn thing to do with the plastic it was in. As a group submitter, I can assure you, my friend, I would not be putting out the numbers that we do every single month, sending to SGC, if the folks that submitted were losing their ass off. And that is the facts. Thank you, and I hope y'all have a good day.